Hey everyone, I'm Todd. I'm at Lighthouse Country Club, and there are no pictures on the scorecard. So this is the 10th hole at Lighthouse. It's a par 5. The dogleg's right. There's a pond out here on the right. You can run out of room down there if you really get a hold one, but you'd have to absolutely nuke one to get it down there far enough to run out of space. It's not really a hole that I go for in 2. I just don't have that kind of power anymore. I'm not even sure if when I was in my prime I would have had the kind of power to get home in 2 on this hole. So I hit a 3-wood off the tee usually and just lay up across the pond and try to put something on the green and see if I can get a look. Alright, so I'm lining up my 3-wood here. I'm lining up right at this tree that's just in front of my head, and I'm trying to play a little fade. I push this a little bit, but it actually works out really nicely. It's a really good shot, and I'm happy with that. This is just another 3-wood that I'm playing up the fairway just to get myself in front of the green. So I hit 2 really good 3-woods to end up right here, about 78 yards from the green. From the middle of the green, looks like the pin's in front. Probably going to take a lob wedge here and see if I can't put it close and make my 3rd birdie in a row. If there's one problem in my game, it's that I tend to get a little cute on shots like this. I really should just be aiming somewhere like the center of the green, and this is actually one of the shots that prompted me to start doing that, aim more for the centers of greens. I hit this okay, I just didn't hit it hard enough, and I come up just short of the green. So this look I'm taking right here from beside the line, I learned this trick a while back, and what it does is it allows you to not only visualize the distance that you have this for this putt, but it also helps you visualize whether or not you're going uphill or downhill. It's usually best to read putts from the downhill side if you're going to look up or down the line. So I've taken to doing that, especially on my lag putts, and it really has started to help. Something distracted me there. I don't remember what it was, but another good lesson there is if something distracts you, step off, go through your routine again, and then get up there and make a good solid stroke on the putt. So the 11th hole out here really does kind of call for a draw. You kind of want to take it basically at these trees right here and play a little draw shot into the fairway. It's 255 to run out of fairway, so I'm going to hit a 3-wood, which should leave me short and probably about, I want to say, between 120 and 140 yards from the green. Second shot plays uphill, so it's an extra club to get up on this green, but the important thing right now, the next shot is the most important one. When I first took up golf, I was playing predominantly with a draw, and as I got better, I decided to switch to a fade, so I reworked my swing. I know my swing's homemade looking, but it made it harder to hit really solid draws. And if you look right here, I'm already releasing the club, which causes me to come over the top of the ball, and I hit a pretty bad shot here. I'm actually in a lot of trouble. Well, there is a golf term, a technical golf term for what I am right now. My ball's right there, not really behind this tree, but a lot behind this tree. Got really no opening at the green. So the technical term for this is, screwed. I could pitch out and just resign myself to the fact that I'm probably going to make bogey, or I can try the hero shot. May as well try the hero shot, right?
Well, it wouldn't make for very good content if I didn't try to hit a hero shot every now and then. I'm actually aiming at this gap, trying to keep the ball low and get it to draw. And I want to say I'm swinging a 5-iron here. And I actually hit the ball well, but you can see the ball hits this tree and goes directly left across the 8th fairway and into that pond that's on the right of the 8th fairway. So here I am. I took my drop, and I can't put the camera behind me here because it would be in the water. But the green is obviously up to the right. I hit a decent shot here. I could have hit it a little bit harder. Again, this goes back to what I was saying on the previous hole, that I don't always hit the ball. I get a little too cute with my pitches and chip shots, especially on some of my 70 to 90 yard approach shots. So I'm on the green here, and this putt is for bogey. And I just kind of nuke it past the hole. I didn't go through my routine there. I'm a little frustrated at this point. And obviously I hit it entirely too far. It leaves me with what it looks like about 7 feet or so. And I finally do decide to go through my routine, get a good look at this putt. I put a decent stroke on this. It just didn't move the way I thought it would, and I end up taking a triple.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I kicked off that tree into the water and couldn't get up and down from over there, so ended up taking a triple. So I'm back to 4 over now. But let's see if I can make some birdies. Just a little par 4 here. I think it's 120 yards or so. It should just be a pitching wedge or something along those lines. Plays a little downhill, so I shouldn't have to hit it too hard.
Not much really to talk about here. It's just a short iron to this green. I'm hitting a pitching wedge here. I think I'm just taking a tiny bit off this for the downhill. The wind, you may have noticed, is starting to come up a little bit, but it doesn't really affect me on this shot. There will be a shot later that I'll do a tracer on that you'll actually see it affect the ball. But this is a good shot. I'm on the green. That's really all I'm asking for most of the time on these. Oh, and by the way, make sure you fill in your divots on these tees. These tees get chewed up if you don't do this. So it's a good idea to fill in your divot. So that wasn't a bad tee shot. As you can see, I've got what looks to be about 15 to 18 feet here. Going to repair my pitch mark, as everyone should do. Repair yours and one other. I did kind of look around. I didn't see another one to fix, so I obviously didn't fix one. I cleaned my ball off a little bit here, getting a read on the terrain. I used the alignment marks that are on my ball to get myself lined up. I'm kind of old school, so I still like taking the flagstick out on most uphill putts. On a downhill putt, I'll usually leave it in, just to provide me a little bit of a backstop if I get a little energetic on my putt. But on the uphill putts, I usually take it out. I prefer the visual of leaving it out. And I make a decent putt here. It just broke out in the last couple of feet. But I thought I was going to make that. I really like that putt till about the last foot and a half. It's a solid par, and I'll take it.
All right, so we got a little par 4 that goes up the hill here. So it's kind of a blind fairway. Dogleg's right, so really, ideally, you want to aim more or less at these trees right here, and just drift your ball to the right a little bit. That should set you up with an easy shot at the hole. It's not a long hole, it's only 375, so I'm probably just going to go 3 wood here.
Hi guys, Future Todd here. You're about to see a mistake. I am swinging a 3-wood, and I should be hitting a driver, not because I can't play the hole with a 3-wood, but because there's no real trouble up there. And I should really try to get as close to the green as possible, especially on a hole where there's not much trouble, and I could take advantage of possibly getting close to the green and having a short iron or a wedge into this green. So that was a mistake. I definitely should have swung a driver there.
So it's a little more uphill than I thought, and the wind is coming in, and I hit that a little higher than what I was expecting to hit. So I ended up a little further out than what I'd like. I'm gonna have to hit a 6-iron here. The flag's kind of tucked right behind this bunker. So I'm gonna have to hit a high little cut shot, I think, just to get it on the green and try to give me a look at a birdie.
So my line I want to take this on is right at the left edge of this green with a cut. Basically try to fly it over this tree that's in front of the green, and that is not a great swing. As you can see by my reaction, I hit it really thin. I thought for a minute it was going to roll into the bunker. Remember how I was saying earlier that I tend to get a little cute with my chip shots? Yeah, I needed to carry that another yard, maybe 2, for it to be really good. As it was, it caught the top of the bunker and slid down in, and now I've got this. A quick reminder here to make sure you rake your bunker after you play in it. It's really inconsiderate to not do this, because if someone comes along and hits into one of your footprints or one of your marks that you make when you play out of the bunker, it's going to really upset them a lot. So rake your bunker, guys.
Well, another bogey. I'm 4 over on the back, 5 over overall. That wasn't a great third shot. It wasn't a great second shot. It wasn't a great third shot. It was a really good bunker shot. And of course the putt was only 2 feet. But yeah, I'm just struggling with my swing. I'm amazed I'm only 5 over, if I'm being absolutely honest. I should be double that at least. I'm just getting a little lucky with, a chip in on 9. Hitting a good putt on 8, getting up and down. I feel like I am just getting really lucky. Just not playing well, just kind of scoring well. Might be able to bring this in under 80. That wouldn't be bad. I would take that, considering how badly I'm swinging. So, I guess we'll see. Okay, so this is a par 4 that plays like 360, I think. There's a speed slot down to the right side of this fairway, though. If you can get your ball to run down that speed slot, you might only have 50 yards into the green or so. Your ball will just roll for days down there. It's not something really to aim for, but if you get lucky and happen to hit it, it's cool. Other than that, though, you're just trying to basically aim at this bunker right here, play a little cut shot into the fairway. It's a simple hole. Don't make too much of it than what it is.
So I just blocked this shot a little bit, pushed it off to the right. I guess I was trying to hit that speed slot, and I missed it.
Yeah, that was a squirrely swing. That wasn't great. Now I'm in trouble. I'm going to have to try to take I think I'm going to take an 8-iron. It's one more club than what I would hit from here, and try to play like a low little running shot. My ball is right here. The flag is right here. So if I can hit a low little, like a low fadey one and run it up on the green, I'll be content with that.
In my opinion, these shots, the ones where you have to hit a low fade or a high cut, are among the hardest shots in golf. I actually do okay here. I hit a serviceable shot. I
keep it low. I played it punchy and I made it fade. And it's not a terrible result. I would like to be on the green, but it's not terrible. So as you can see, I ended up just off the front of the green. This should be a relatively simple up and down, but nothing's simple today. Can't remember if I did that little move I do on the longer putts and look at it from the side. That may be why I left this one so short. Got the better part of 7 or 8 feet here. It probably doesn't look like it from this view, but it's a tricky putt. It is uphill, so I've got that going for me. I can give it a run. But if I recall, I'm reading this putt to break to my right, so left as we look at it from this point of view. And I'm not playing it for a lot of break, and I push it. I actually read it right, but I pushed it and didn't hit it, so I end up taking another bogey. Yeah, so that was another bogey. I am hemorrhaging strokes right now. I'm 5 over through my last 4. Not playing great. My swing problems are catching up with me, putting a lot of pressure on my short game. Really, at this point, I just want to find a way to par my way in and take my 6 over and go home, because I'm not playing well enough to shoot much better than that. All right, so this hole plays to a blind fairway. There is a bunker on the right side, but it usually isn't in play for me. Not that I can carry over it, but I can usually aim up the left side of this fairway, play a little draw, or a little fade rather, and not really bring that bunker into play. So this isn't a tough hole, really. It's long-ish, and I'm really just trying to put this in the fairway. I actually hit a pretty good one here. That's a good shot. That's going to be basically right next to that bunker. It's up the right side of the fairway, which opens up the approach to this hole. So as you can see, I've got this downhill shot. There's a bunker guarding the front right of the green. The pin is cut in the back middle of the green. You can't really see it here, but I'm trying to play a 6-iron over that green, or I'm sorry, over that bunker, and get it to kind of draw in. The wind is starting to come from the left, so it doesn't draw as much as I like, and it gets held up. And once again, I end up just off the green. And this putt goes uphill at first, and then it starts making its way downhill toward the hole, so you've got to be careful with this putt. And it does break to the left as it crests the little hill that goes down to the hole. So right about there is the crest of the hill, and it should start coming to the left. That's how I read it, and I didn't hit it. I was a little afraid that I was going to race it past the hole and end up leaving myself this wonderful little 7-footer for par. If I had this putt to do over, I would be sure to get it past the hole. That way I was putting back up the hill, even if I did have this 7-footer again. This is a good example of what I was saying earlier, how I like to leave the flagstick in on the downhill putts. So I'm hoping to kind of coax this in. I take a really gentle stroke at it and just miss to the right. So this will be my 3rd bogey in a row, so a turkey of bogeys. All right, so this is the second to the last par 3 on the course, the second of the 3 on the back 9. This is an interesting little hole. None of the par 3s here really fit my eye all that well. I seem to struggle with all of them. This one's a kind of longish one. It's about 180 yards. You got a kind of a obstructed view of some of the green, and I don't know, it's just a tricky little par 3 for me. I don't know why, but the hole is right there. I'm going to try to hit a 5-iron and see if I can get it on. I'm actually pretty happy with this swing, and if you watch this track, you can see I'm going right at the left side of the green, and then the wind kicks in and pushes it back toward the pin, and I end up with this putt. I'm really happy with that tee shot. I have trouble hitting this green for some reason, but I'm really happy with this tee shot. I like having this look. It's uphill, so I should have a reasonable chance of making this, and right here I'm feeling like I might be able to knock this putt down. Right here I'm thinking I made it, and it just doesn't break. It's a really good putt though. I put a lot good pace on it. It's a really good putt and a really comfortable par, which I really needed.
Hey guys, Todd again. Somehow I managed to not record my tee shot or an introduction on this hole. It's a par 5. It stretches out to, I want to say something in the neighborhood of 500 yards, 475 yards, somewhere in there. My tee shot is right here. I just left it just off the fairway. So I'm looking at just a layup short of the creek that crosses in front of the green at about 120 yards or so, somewhere about 130 yards or so. So I apologize for that, guys. I will try to do better. This is just a 4-iron I'm hitting here. I'm actually trying to get into the left side of this fairway to open up an angle to the back right pin, and I just couldn't get it to draw up against the wind. Guys, with a hole and a half left, we're going to go to, we'll call it 18 seconds apiece. So this view gives you a good idea of why I was trying to get to the left side of this fairway. I've got to play over this bunker. The shot is somewhere in the neighborhood of 145 yards or so. I'm hitting a 9-iron. The wind has come up, and I don't hit a bad shot, but I don't hit it as solidly as I need to. It gets on the green, but it's a really long putt, as you can see here. I actually have to almost putt this off the green just to get it close. So I've already done my pre-shot routine where I look at this from the side. The putt goes uphill. It's pretty straight for the most part, but because of how this green is shaped, I kind of almost have to putt it off the green. But I make a pretty good stroke here. I'm really happy with this putt. Does come up a little bit short, but it's only a couple of feet. It's an easy tap in for par. And like I said, after that triple back on 11 and then 3 bogeys in a row, any easy par is a good par at this point.
First time I played this course, this hole was a par 4. You can see these are kind of where the tee boxes were. You had to play out toward these trees or over these trees. It wasn't a great par 4, so they've shortened it now. It's a par 3 now, and I think it's a better hole for it, because you wouldn't have wanted to tear these trees down. That's probably why they didn't make it a par 4, keep it a par 4. They didn't want to tear these trees down. Instead, they just built a shorter tee, and now it plays as a par 3. All right, so this is the 18th. It's a par 3. Like I was just saying, they shortened this hole to a par 3. Probably not long after the first couple of times I played this course. I think it's a better hole as a par 3. It wasn't a great par 4, and there were trees in the way, and you had to have their play over them or around them, and I'm sure they didn't want to tear the trees down, so they just shortened the hole. Probably the right thing to do. So basically the flag today is right here. And I think this is playing somewhere in the neighborhood of 170, 180 yards, but I'll know in a few minutes.
I've got my 6-iron out for this swing. It's playing downhill. Normally I go about 180 with a 5. This is playing about 180, but I figured downhill. It's going downwind is what I meant. It's uphill, obviously. And I actually put a lot of club on this. You can't tell, but I kind of put a little draw on that, and it ended up over the green left. So that is not the place to be, as you're going to see in about 1 second. That's where I am, and you can see I've got this hill to play over, and the green runs away from me. Getting this up and down would be, I mean, that'd be Phil Mickelson-esque if I got this up and down. But playing the shot I play is not terrible. I'm not sure what I could have done better than that. I actually played a really good shot. There was just no way I was going to stop it. The lie wouldn't let me play a flop shot, or I would have tried that probably. And so I'm left with this. It's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 feet or so for my par. I do put a good swing on this putt, and it just misses, and it actually rolls way by. I ended up with about, looks like about 5-6 feet, maybe even 7 feet, my favorite length.
I don't take a lot of time with this, and I just kind of, sweep it in. Probably one of the better putts I made all day.
Well, guys, the back nine didn't go as well as the front nine did. Here are some of my stats. Most of the time when I missed the fairway, it looks like I missed left. I was 3 fairways left and 2 right. As you can see, I ended up shooting a 79, so I brought it in under 80. I hit 9 fairways, which is pretty good, but only 7 greens, which I definitely need to work on. My putting wasn't terrible, 31 putts, 1.9 putts per green in regulation. Not bad. Overall, it wasn't a bad round, but it wasn't terrific. I hit a lot of bad shots, but I did hit a few good ones. So work on improving my game and see if we can't make things a little better the next time. Guys, this is No Pictures on the Scorecard. Thanks for watching. Please remember, like and subscribe if you so choose, and I will see you next time.